Friends, welcome back. I am going to give you a quick summary of what today's podcast was about. And it's just, you really don't want to miss it. Every day we do like a prophetic thin slice, which is taking one aspect of what is currently covered in the news, but missed, and then squeeze out of it literally the prophetic significance of what we can see happening and pierce through it and go into another dimension and say, what is the spirit world doing? What's happening? So, for instance, when we had the CNN town hall thing with Joe Biden the other night on CNN, right? So if you watched any of it, I know it's painful for some of you to do this stuff and watch it, but if you watched any of it, you realize this is all a desperate effort at doing PR work. Remember, this is a very weird thing in America now because the news isn't a independent, mountain anymore doing its own thing. It's now a branch of government. So the news media is actually part of the Democratic Party apparatus, which is why, along with social media, they suppress and they fact check and they deny access to stories and people that run against the propaganda party line. A party line terminology, by the way, came from Mao. The word party line is a communist Chinese statement. So, but here's the thing I want you to catch. What was all that stuff at CNN about? They put in the audience the sycophants, the groupies, the guaranteed to applaud, laugh, and love Joe Biden people because they don't want any other audience. They never take you out to a real town hall. Now, real town hall would be a real town hall. This is all studio vetted people. It's like jury duty. And these guys are the lawyers. They got everyone in there. The jury's all positive. Their goal is to have every goofy project and policy that the left is pushing applauded vigorously. It's all psychological. When you hear a room of people applauding and laughing and yeah, cheering, listen to this. When you got a president that says, they say, don't you think that all the first responders and the firemen and the police should be prosecuted and they should be fired if they don't take the vaccine? And he goes, yes and yes. Yay! They all cheer. I trust you. In real rural America, middle America, they're not sitting around going, yay! That's the clowns that occupy the studio at CNN. And the reason I'm telling you all that right now is because you have to discern the constant manipulation of media as a propaganda tool. The fake audience approval, the laughter, the applause is meant to make you question whether or not this man's ideas that you think are failing aren't actually popular. They're not popular. It's the party propaganda machine. And so there's an interesting tweet out by Tom Cotton. The White House has no interest in solving inflation, Senator Cotton says. Or solving the problem on the border, crisis on the border, or the rising gas prices. But plenty of time has been put into a 42-page national gender strategy with an intersectional focus on climate change. This is Vice President Kamala Harris's great effort for a national gender strategy for the future of our nation, one that is bold, and it's going to be surely important for the intersectional victims of transgender discrimination in the workplace, which is not an issue. What we have as an issue right now is the destruction of the American economy and 14 months predicted of hyperinflation problems. This Janet Yellen is telling us this. So why I want you to watch today's podcast and why I want you to hear it, if you're not on Liftable TV, you can see it, then is because going into these stories and understanding how the spiritual dynamic fits in gives you an aha moment. And the aha moment is Biden is losing his credibility with the American people, his decisions. It's like the Philistines, like I predicted, that the ark has been taken by the Philistines. In the Bible, the Philistines got a hold of this one piece of furniture that was the sacred object of their faith. And the problem was, once they stole it, once they took it, they had to deal with it. And now you're watching everything they put their hand to is starting to fall apart. And it's falling apart faster than we thought. The only challenge is it's falling apart and we're on board the ship that they're sailing. So we're feeling it, and America will feel it. But the pain is going to increase the desire to shift course and change course. And by midterms next year, this is going to be, strap yourself in, Bessie, because between now and November next year, we have to see a sustained pattern of public persuasion dismantle this Marxist socialist takeover of the United States and kill its credibility and have a backlash on the Hill, not with more squishy Republicans, but with actual patriots that will go back and hold them accountable for what they've been doing the last 4 years. I'll be talking to you in this broadcast. Don't miss it. It's available online right now at lancewellknow.com/podcast. Catch the whole thing. It's a new platform called Liftable. It's the place where I can give the uncensored news and Christian worldviews. We're going there and we're forming a whole new entity called The Underground. Meet me in the Underground on Liftable TV.